Ever wondered why sketching is so crucial in Solidworks? Well, let's shed some light on it. Sketching is not just about putting lines on a virtual canvas. It's the first step, the blueprint, the foundation of any Solidworks project. It's where you breathe life into your ideas, giving them shape and form. When you sketch, you're not just drawing, you're visualizing the final product. You're mapping out its dimensions, anticipating its functionality, and foreseeing its interaction with the physical world. Sketching in Solidworks is like sketching out your thoughts, your vision. It streamlines the design process, allowing you to identify potential challenges and make necessary adjustments before you dive deep into the detailing and assembly. It's like a compass guiding you through the sea of design possibilities, steering you towards your destination. So remember, without a sketch, there is no foundation, and without a foundation, there is no design. Before we dive into sketching, understanding the environment is crucial. So let's break it down. The SolidWorks sketching environment is essentially made up of three main components: the sketch toolbar, the property manager, and the graphics area. Each of these plays a significant role in your sketching journey, so let's get to know them a little better. Let's start with the sketch toolbar. Think of it as your artist's palette, teeming with tools waiting to bring your ideas to life. From lines, circles, and polygons to splines and slots, it's all here, just a click away. But that's not all. The sketch toolbar also houses dimensioning tools, helping you to define the size and relationships of your sketch entities. Next up is the property manager. I like to think of this as the backstage crew in a theater performance. It's here that you set the stage for your sketch, defining attributes like line style, line thickness, and color. The property manager also allows you to control the visibility of entities and to define geometric relations, adding a whole new dimension to your sketching experience. And finally, we have the graphics area. This is your canvas where all the magic happens. It's the space where your sketch takes shape, where lines become forms and ideas become tangible. It's also here that you can pan, zoom, and rotate your sketch, getting a sense of your creation from every angle. While the sketch toolbar, property manager, and graphics area might seem overwhelming at first, remember that they're here to serve you, to make your sketching experience as effortless and enjoyable as possible. So take some time to familiarize yourself with them, to explore each tool, each option, and each feature. With a good grasp of the sketching environment, you're ready to create your first sketch. Let's move on to that in the next part. Stay tuned. Creating your first sketch is simpler than you think. Let's dive right in and get our hands dirty. The first step is to select the sketch plane. This is the canvas where all your design dreams will take shape. SolidWorks provides three default planes: the top plane, the front plane, and the right plane. For our exercise, let's select the top plane. Next, we move on to sketching tools. These are your brushes and chisels, your pencils and erasers. They're located on the Sketch Command Manager. There are many to choose from, but today we'll focus on the line and circle tools. To draw a line, click on the line tool, then click on your sketch plane to set the starting point. Click again to set the end point. Easy, right? Now for the circle, select the circle tool, click on your sketch plane for the center point, and drag outwards to define the radius. Voila! You've just drawn your first shapes. Now let's add some precision to our sketch. We'll define the dimensions. Click on the Smart Dimension tool in the Sketch Command Manager. Then click on the line or circle you want to dimension. A dialog box will pop up. Here you can enter the exact length or diameter you want. Press Enter, and your sketch is now precisely sized. Remember, sketching is all about practice. Don't worry if things don't look perfect right off the bat. Each line you draw, each circle you create, brings you one step closer to mastering the art of SolidWorks sketching. So there you have it. You've selected a sketch plane, used sketch tools to draw a line and a circle, and define their dimensions. You've taken your first steps into the world of 3D design. Congratulations, you've just laid the groundwork for your first SolidWorks project. Now let's take your sketching skills to the next level. Just like a master chef uses a variety of tools to create a culinary masterpiece, an accomplished SolidWorks designer uses a host of advanced sketching tools to deliver precision and detail. Today, we're exploring three of these tools: the trim tool, offset entities, and mirror entities. First up, the trim tool. This is like the scalpel of your sketching toolkit, allowing you to cut away unnecessary lines with surgical precision. Imagine you've drawn a complex shape and you have overlapping lines that need tidying up. Here's where the trim tool comes in handy. With a few swift strokes, you can remove those superfluous elements, leaving you with a clean, uncluttered sketch. Next on the menu, we have the Offset Entities tool. Think of this as your sketching photocopier. It enables you to create a parallel copy of a line or an entire shape at a set distance. This tool is particularly useful when you're creating multiple components with similar geometries, saving you the effort of sketching each one from scratch. Finally, we're going to look at the Mirror Entities tool. This is your sketching symmetry genie. It allows you to replicate a shape or a set of lines across a mirror line, creating a perfect mirror image. This tool is a real time saver when you're sketching symmetrical objects or parts. Now, it's important to remember that these advanced tools are not to replace the basic ones, but to complement them. They help you add layers of detail and precision to your sketches, making them more accurate and realistic. And remember, practice makes perfect. The more you use these tools, the more comfortable you'll become with them, and the better your sketches will be. So don't be afraid to experiment and push the boundaries of your sketching capabilities. With these advanced techniques, your sketches will be more precise and detailed. So go ahead, roll up your sleeves and let your sketches tell a story. Trust me, the more you sketch, the more you'll discover the endless possibilities that Solidworks offers. Even the best designers run into problems. Here's how to troubleshoot common sketching issues. Let's start with one of the most common issues: being unable to complete a sketch. This typically happens when your sketch isn't fully defined, meaning it lacks the necessary constraints or dimensions. The solution is simple. Review your sketch carefully, look for any lines or points that can move freely, and add the necessary constraints or dimensions to lock them in place. Next, let's talk about issues with dimensions. Sometimes, you might find that you can't apply a certain dimension, or that the dimension you've applied seems incorrect. This can often be due to overlapping entities or entities that are not properly connected. To fix this, you need to carefully inspect your sketch, ensuring that all entities are connected as they should be, and there are no overlapping lines or points. Moving on to sketch relations, these are essential in defining the position and orientation of entities in your sketch. But sometimes you might find that you can't add a particular relation, or the relation you've added is causing errors. This can be due to several reasons. Perhaps there are conflicting relations in your sketch, or maybe the entities you're trying to relate are not suitable for the chosen relation. In such cases, review your sketch relations and make sure there are no conflicts. If necessary, delete and recreate the problematic relations. Another common problem is sketch entities disappearing or not displaying correctly. This can be due to your graphics card or display settings. Try updating your graphics card drivers or adjusting your display settings. If the problem persists, it might be a software issue, and you may need to reinstall Solidworks. Finally, if you're having trouble with tools or commands not working as expected, make sure you're using them correctly. Refer back to the software's documentation or seek help from the Solidworks community. There's a wealth of knowledge out there, and you're never alone in your struggles. Remember, every problem has a solution. Don't let these issues deter you from sketching. Let's quickly revisit what we've learned today. We started by understanding the significance of sketching in Solidworks. It's not just about making pretty pictures. It's a vital step in the design process, laying the groundwork for your 3D models. We then dived into the sketching environment, familiarizing ourselves with the tools, features, and workspace that make Solidworks such an effective design software. We discovered how to create our first sketch, starting with basic shapes and lines, gradually building up to more complex designs. We also explored some advanced sketching techniques that can elevate your designs to the next level. These techniques aren't just for show, they're practical tools to help you solve complex design problems. Speaking of problems, we tackled common issues that users often encounter when sketching in Solidworks. We learned how to troubleshoot these hitches, ensuring your design process runs smoothly. With these skills, you're now ready to start sketching in Solidworks. Happy designing!